Off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pei.
And welcome. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports Radio station KCAA, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, Tiki Live, Rumble, Podchaser, Spreaker, you name it, I'm there because I want to maximize my splatter zone for more hope and happiness. So there's no gossip, no scandal, and no K words on this show. No Kanye talk, formerly or now. Instead, I want you to focus on your own reality show and how you can be happy 88% of the time. So I have topics and guests to that end. If you missed the iconic Rich Little, I got to interview him at his home in Las Vegas. I'm live, Dr. Mercer reporting live here in San Diego right now, signing books. I'm on covering an event that I've been on stage for. I got an interview with a real robot yesterday who did a poem for Dr. Marissa Asian Oprah that you'll have to get on my social on Doc Balance on Instagram. And I have special series too to keep you happy as possible. Today is Thursday, which means it's time for Straight Talk. Now, what is Straight Talk? You don't have to be straight, but we just put the moose on the table, which is my version of elephant in the room. Since I was born in Canada, we have moose, and that's how that got there. And I'm so delighted that I'm not delighted that he's not here, but when my regular co-host is away, Dr. Marissa will play with one of my favorite people on the planet who actually brought me to Carnegie Hall some years back. His name is PJ Tomas. Everyone in the Cashew Gallery is here because of him today. And I'm so delighted to see all of you. Some of you I know, Sci-Fi Mom B, Maria, Troy's been a co-host as well. But lots of new people, Lorraine. I need to get my glasses.
These people are your fans now, Marissa. They're our community.
Yes. So I would like, without further ado, to give a little love to my co-host today, who's going to, I'm sure, bring all kinds of ways to laugh on the show, because he does like to joke around. But I sometimes he distracts me from my topic, but it's all good. I'm really grateful to have PJ Tomas as the guest co-host today for Straight Talk with Dr. Marissa and
PJ Tomas. Well, thank you. I'm honored. It's my honor to be here.
Well, I'm delighted that you're here. And I start because I'm still getting used to, I get to use my phone when I'm away and trying to do comments and all that. But welcome. We've got Tyrone.
Tyrone is from down under, by the way.
Really? I was just down under and I came back over. I was in Sydney for a book signing, sold out. You guys are also fabulously kind over there. I was recognized in Bondi Beach, and then I went over to Kiwi Land to have a great time there. So welcome to Tyrone. Lorraine Jackson is here in the house. I don't think she's been here before, so welcome to you, Lorraine. Maria has also guest co-hosted. You can tell. You're right. I mean, yeah, these are my people as well. Sandra Feliciano, great last name. Inspiration TV. I always thought that was you too, but
it is me.
Orville. Oh, it is you. Okay,
it is
so
me. It's us. It's us, I should say.
It's a multiple personality, right? Yeah. Let's see who else we got.
Sci-Fi Mombi. I see Sci-Fi Mombi in there as well.
Yes, Sci-Fi Mommy is now a regular and love having her. She was a wonderful a guest commentator on Monday, which was great. Let's see, Orville, last call with Troy Pacelli and Tyrone. I think, did I get them all? I just don't want to miss anybody because I know you do that so well. He's like, I
Oh,
popped
you
in
sometimes you miss
yesterday.
somebody, but it's
Yeah, I don't want to
unintentional if
miss
we missed you.
anybody. But I starred you, so if I didn't star you, let me know and I'll star you. All
And let me
right.
just say hello to Raymond and Rennie who are listening in the background. I'm sure there there are significant others of people in the chat. So there's a lot of people listening.
Well, Netter then, I'm gonna
And
say,
Netter.
unless she's, yes, she's a very significant other. I only have insignificant others at this point, but we're working on it. We have started dating after the reverse 7-year itch, and I'm sure we'll get to the update on that somewhere along in the show. But before we get too much into the show itself, I like to start every weekday morning with breakfast. Good, healthy breakfast of taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich. And what that entails is we list between all of us, feel free to uh, uh, give me a gratitude on the chat and we will list it out. Troy's really good at this. 8 gratitudes, top of the bun, followed by 8 things that you appreciate on the bottom. Difference is top is outside yourself, bottom, because I like it on the bottom, is appreciation. What do I like about myself? I'm allowed to get a little naughty on Thursday because we're ramping into Fridays. And that's basically this series is my ability to be naughty. Friday, my co-host gets naughty, Alon Carter, who you'll want to tune in tomorrow as well. She's the daughter of the founder of the Temptations, and I know she's been on Maria's show. So yeah. So what are you grateful for? Let's start with PJ.
Well, I just want to give a shout out to James, by the way. I love James. I think he's a great co-host. He's a really nice guy. He's been a great addition to, and of course, everybody who came before was as well. But James is a great new addition, and I am grateful. Not that he's gone, but I'm grateful for the opportunity to be here because it's kind of funny that I've never been on here before, or we've never done anything online together before. So, shout out to James.
Yay. Well, it's not for not inviting you.
Oh, I know. It's my fault. And shout out to Frank, too, the producer, Frank.
Yeah, actually, he's my sound engineer.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
going to, I'm gonna, I'm a solopreneur, so I also am a recovering control freak. So I am the producer of the show, but I couldn't do it without Frank. And I am grateful for Frank. He is a fabulous sound engineer, and he makes sure that everything goes very well. And on top of that, he gives me wonderful little gifts. There's a peace sign in my home studio that I didn't bring along, but it's there. So
Can
thank
I
you so
just
much.
say, Kaplata Bird of Prey 5? I can't believe Bird of Prey 5 is in here. Hello,
Oh,
Bird of Prey
are
5.
you welcome, bird of prey? My Chinese name is Phoenix, so I guess we're sort of related. Birds, right? All right. Oh, good. We've got gratitudes here. So we have 2. You just were grateful for James. I was grateful for Frank. Troy is thankful to be a part of this wonderful and growing community. Beautiful. That's 3. I'm thankful, Sandra Feliciano, for a wonderful husband who treasures me as much as I treasure him. Oh, beautiful. That's 4. And let's see. I am grateful that someone already gave us the finger. Not that finger, but this finger. I love the reactions. That's 6. Do we have another one? Let's see. Aw, I'm grateful that Sci-Fi Mombi just said that we are your fans too, Dr. Marissa. Thank you. Troy, take it away. Last gratitude. PJ?
Oh,
Or
I'm sorry. I thought you meant
did I
Troy.
say Troy? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's
PJ.
okay. I know. I know you were wishing Troy was here instead of PJ, but hey, and listen, hello to the whole Angular community. Is in here. The whole all the geeks, all the computer geeks from the Angular community are in here.
Oh,
Hello.
great.
Good.
Great.
So I am grateful. Let's see. I am grateful for the wonderful experience we had, and it was, it was, there was a lot of ups and downs, and it was very difficult to put Carnegie Hall together in 60 days. It was extremely
Oh,
challenging, but I'm grateful for the experience we had in general, and more specifically the experience with Marissa in New York.
aw, thank you. Yes, we brought, well, PJ, I shouldn't say we, PJ reached out to me to bring Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith, the founder of Agape International Spiritual Center. You'll remember him as one of the teachers on The Secret. He had a Super Soul Sunday series with Oprah. He's the one with the dreadlocks, and he's my big brother. And he's actually the one who introduced me to Oprah as the Asian Oprah. So he gets the credit or blame for that. And so it's not a name that I made up for myself. And when she looked at me after the introduction, she looked down, looked back up, and said, "Nice pants." And the hardest thing for me ever to do was not to say, "Do you want them?" Because yeah, it's not every day you get a compliment like that. But I didn't know what
Well,
state was under the pants.
and congrats to the, by the way, to the African American Marissa. I heard she's doing pretty
Oh,
well. So by the way, in case you guys don't know, I have this little thing with Marissa about the whole Asian Oprah thing. But anyway, go ahead.
well, Michael said the same thing. He said on the air, and I'm like, don't stir the pot. Don't want to don't want to piss anybody off for sure. All right, so where were we? Gratitudes are done. Now we go to appreciation. Now, why do we appreciate ourselves? Um, I thank my honorable moniker for bringing the idea of spirituality, but most importantly, the idea of mental health and good mental health, and and a lot of people are talking about that now. That's the good news. The bad news is a lot of people are reaching for things outside of themselves to feel better, which is just temporary. So I believe it's my BS that good mental health starts with self-care, self-soothing, self-love. And if you don't, you know, like yourself, frankly, how the fork do you expect anybody else to like you? And we've got this whole generation, with their antenna up looking for likes, literally. And so we do this, I do this on the show every weekday morning to help create the environment. So when you're going to bed tonight, you're going to remember, I have to appreciate myself. So instead of thinking about, I did this wrong, I didn't get to that, I didn't finish this, instead, I'm going to go, oh, I appreciate my ability to laugh at myself. I don't beat myself up as much as before, but I do laugh at myself, and that allows me to like myself a little better. And then I fall asleep better too. So that's my first appreciation. PJ, what do you appreciate about yourself?
I appreciate I appreciate the my alternate ego who has joined us on our channel, and my alternate ego is playing an alien whose name is Arg, who is a producer on our show, and I think Arg is going to give us a lot of fun. So
Wonderful. Lorraine appreciates her health at 70 years old. Wow. You are a very youthful 70, even though I'm looking just at your thumbnail. Let's see. Tyrone is grateful. Okay, we'll put that up on the top of the button. I'm grateful for the love of my wife, the love of my life. Oh my. Troy, I think you have a competitor for love on the significant other. I'm also grateful for the opportunity to celebrate liberty and freedom in the USA. Here, here. Yes. And I don't know if I can say the B word on there from Tyrone, but I appreciate my ability to see the best 88% of the time in other people. Some people it's a little more difficult, and I'll sometimes say, God or source, or I call him my UPS man, universal power source, who delivers every morning when I pray and meditate. But I'll say, you're going to have to love through me, because right now I can't really love them, but I'm really trying to come from love. And I appreciate that about myself. Makes me feel better. All right. What do you like about yourself, PJ?
Okay, I apologize. I'm getting emergency messages. Dad, can you drive me to here? Dad, can you drive me to there? I
Uh,
apologize. um, I'm sorry. Can you repeat the question?
oh, just the appreciations are continuing, but go
Oh,
ahead. Go
appreciation.
answer. Hey, kids first. Go answer
Oh,
them.
no, 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 no. It's done. It's done.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
um, about myself.
Yes.
Um, I appreciate the fact that I am extremely optimistic in general about in most situations.
Great. And a little commentary from Troy. He is no competition. He's hoping that everyone is as happy as him and Netter. So that's very sweet. I appreciate that I have not been muzzled by my heritage. Um, Chinese women are not supposed to be on stage, on camera, speaking out as I do. Uh, they're supposed to be as shy as I am. Sarcasm is another service I offer. And I would still do what I'm doing, but I carried a lot of shame because of that. And I'll never forget, I had an astrologer on and she read my charts and she said, and she went, "Oh my goodness." And I'm like, "What?" She goes, "You're a Leo." I said, "I know I'm a Leo." She goes, "No, no, no, you're a Leo in 5 planets, 5 out of 6." And I go, "What does that mean?" She says, "You just can't help yourself. You got to be in on camera, in front, talking." And all of a sudden, literally 800,000 pounds of shame just lifted. And I really appreciate that I don't carry that anymore. I'm here for a purpose. My purpose is obviously to be a mouthpiece, and I'm really appreciative that I'm stepping into it.
I
Sometimes I
can't
step in
imagine.
it.
I can't imagine how extroverted you are to hold you back. It would be insane to hold you back. And let me ask you this: you said you were going to be on stage yesterday. Where were you on stage? Can I ask?
Yes, absolutely. I have been on stage, one of the biggest stages that is something that you cannot sign up for unless you're invited. So it's a very exclusive, but I mean, you can pay. That's their marketing strategy, and it works because we're always sold out. And it's a friend of mine, Dr. Greg Reed. I don't know if you've met him, PJ. He's in
Yeah,
the
I know
self
Greg.
development. Oh,
That's
you
right.
know,
I completely forgot you were at Secret Knock. That's right.
Secret Knock. Yeah. And so
I like Greg.
yesterday I got to interview the soup Nazi from Seinfeld.
You did,
Uh,
huh?
yeah,
I
I
have a little
did.
thing with the soup Nazi.
Oh, you do?
I
Oh, okay.
do.
Well,
He
he's coming
ref-
on the show.
okay.
So when he comes on the show, you'll be able to have your thing with him. And then
No, I'm just kidding. He's a nice guy, but
he's a very nice
he
guy.
wouldn't do a
Very.
shout out. He wouldn't do a shout out for me because he was concerned about infringing on his well, whatever. He didn't think it was appropriate. So,
Oh, okay.
but he's a nice
Interesting.
guy. I like him. I love him. He's a nice guy.
Well, he's very counter to his whole persona of no yo. So I got him to say that too. But I was gonna post him yesterday, but I it was International Women's Day yesterday, and the robot, my very first robot interview, it was a girl robot. So I highlighted her instead. So the Soup Nazi, Master G, and Dave Cause got usurped on my social feed by the robot. What was her name? Not Makina Elma. What? Anyways, I'll have to go back and remember her name. I have really good memory. My recall sucks. So Anyways, here we go. Where were we? Bottom of the bun. I think we're almost done. Do we have any more appreciations in the
Don't
chat?
half. By the way, halfway through, don't you need to do like an announcement or something? Because we missed it
Yes,
last
I'm
time.
waiting for breakfast to be over.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you for managing my show. Oh, here we go. Lorraine Jackson. I appreciate my ability to keep going even when it gets tough. See, I knew there was another one. Sci-Fi Mombi. I'm thankful for another day of life. Good lab work this morning. My kiddos, my funny kiddos, my opportunity for my podcast. My writer's block is gone, and I have a wonderful community I belong to here. Oh, I didn't. I didn't I don't that's PJ's fault. I know Maria has a show and Troy has a show. I didn't know the Sci-Fi Mommy had a show. So
Yeah.
I'm so glad that you have a show. You put your details in there and I'll make sure I do that shout out.
And hello to Rennie, who also has a show. Oh, she's Rennie's in here now.
Yay. Yay. Oh, this is funny. She says, I appreciate R too. So whoever R is, which is really funny. All right. Oh, we've got another couple. Tyrone is significantly othering with love Rennie L. So welcome. All right. That is it for breakfast with Dr. Marissa and
PJ Tomas of Orville Nation.
thank you for joining us. I promise if you do this good life habit or hashtag Blissipline for the next 28 days, you will sandwich every day in the most positive way. And now the station ID. If you've just tuned in and you're wondering what's going on in studio today, you are tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News Radio, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, and my YouTube TV channel, where if you free subscribe, thank you very much. For PJ's helping me with all of that, you can get a free alert every weekday morning to join me for a show about hope and happiness. And KCAA is celebrating 25 years, number one talk in the IE. I am the number one talk on the station, so delighted to be here. This is my 620th consecutive week on the air.
Wow.
This show podcast is number 1130, but who's counting? And I'm just so delighted that the people that said the show would not last beyond a year because it's too positive. It doesn't talk about the news. In fact, I do talk about the news, just not the news that's everywhere else that brings you down and makes you shake your head and say, what's wrong with people? Instead, I get to celebrate what's right with people and what's right with you and my co host as well. All right, topic of the day. PJ. Actually, I picked it, didn't
You
I?
picked the topic. And by the way, everybody in SoCal, yes, Marissa is número uno en el sur de California.
Wow, that's good. Yeah, that's always my, when you first told me that you were in Spain, I'm like, how did that happen? And then we discovered your heritage, which is actually of Spain. So that's kind of cool. Um, let's see, what did I say the topic was
I can
today?
read it here. I'll
Thank
read the
you.
message. It was okay. So last week you said, last week you said, well, because we strayed so much, we should just go without a topic. And
Uh,
yesterday you said, um, let's see, I'm picking the because I'm forgetting now too. I'm drawing a blank now too.
I put it in WhatsApp.
Yeah, I see.
I
That's
think
what I'm
I
reading.
copied it.
Oh,
Okay.
how much similarity is required, and how much is overkill when it comes uh, to? Is it possible to be too picky when you're dating? That's the topic, I think.
That's great. And I have the perfect cashew gallery, folks, because they can speak to the BS, the belief system that I carry, that there are certain things that need to be similar. Not everything has to be similar. And that whole adage, opposites attract, is that a good thing or not a good thing? Because I am as vocal, I teach conflict management. When I was a professor, retired now, but I taught that course. I consult in
Semi-retired.
it. I consult. Oh, you're right. I'm going back to teach at UCLA.
Semi-retired.
Yes, yes, yes. Um, uh, I teach and coach as an organizational psychologist how to get along. I speak on that on stage, and yet personally, I am not a fan of conflict. So when I come home and I'm with my significant other, how much conflict or how much difference is good and how much difference begins to erode a relationships. As I'm dating now, I'm trying to figure out like what is the balanced amount of similarity. So I've been putting down, I had to put on my profile that if you're a fan of 45, that's something that I just cannot, I don't want to spend my personal life, my downtime, which isn't a lot because I have 8 jobs. I'm trying to shift that to date. But if I have time at home, the last thing I want to do is disagree about politics and religion. So for me, those two have to be aligned and similar. And then, you know, I race sailboats. Does a guy have to race sailboats? No, that's my thing, my therapy on water. It'd be nice if he liked sailing. But let's see, anything else personal? Obviously, I can't be with an atheist or an agnostic because my spirituality and my relationship with the thing out there, the energy out there of love, that's important to me. But other than that, how much more do I need to have that's similar? So that's me. I
Gotcha.
just set up the topic. What do you
Great.
think?
Well, let me just say that because we have a lot of Chicagoans listening, that I don't think Marissa's talking about Michael Jordan, because in Chicago, 45 is Michael Jordan
Oh,
straight out
oh,
of
oh, oh, oh,
retirement.
oh.
And because when he came out of retirement, he wore 45, and then he went back to 23. So all you Chicagoans, don't get confused there. But
Yes.
I'm just kidding. But well, no, actually, that's true. People in Chicago say 45. Michael Jordan 45 and Michael Jordan 23. But
Got it.
anyway, being too picky, um, and being too picky. See, if I were too picky right now, I would be saying that Marissa just gave me the empty chair treatment, and I'd be like, oh no, I can't. There's no way I can keep dating Marissa with the empty chair treatment on the air. Jeez,
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt
no,
you.
no, I'm just kidding.
I'm
Um,
getting hot. That's why.
you're getting hot.
I
Oh,
yeah.
please make yourself comfortable. Like this is you just pretend this is your show. Make yourself at home. Uh,
Go
Troy
ahead.
says, "Wow, fuzzy memories of this old Chicago boy who doesn't really follow sports." Okay.
We grow together. Don't forge to. Oh no, that's it. Okay, I'm
Oh, don't
looking at the
forget. I meant to
comments.
write. Don't forget to hit the bell and sub.
Oh, okay. All right. So Cashew Gallery, please weigh in. Give me your 8 cents worth on the topic. If you'd like to talk about something else, please do. But that's the kickoff
You
point,
know what
first
just
of
came
all.
to my mind? It just came to my mind like one of those Seinfeld episodes where Jerry is telling like Elaine and George the most superficial reason he has broken up with somebody about being too picky. And I'm wondering in the chat, I'm wondering, guys, what is the most picky or superficial reason you've had to end a relationship? Um,
Well, thank you, sci-fi mombi. I'm not quite sure what it is. I thank you for, but I'll take it. um, I think they're all mulling it over. I'll just give another. I've had 8 dates, and the first 7 were learning experiences of when you know what you don't want, you know what you do want. If you recognize that phrasing, that is Abraham Hicks' law of attraction. That way, no matter what happens, it's not a bad thing because you're always learning, right? You're learning what your preferences are. And I learned that, uh, well, okay, talking about superficial. I do have I know the look that I'm attracted to. I know the height that I'm attracted to. And I dated, I think it was number six. He was super nice, super intelligent. I know that nice, intelligent, generous are things that I've learned I like. I learned the generous part because one guy took me to dinner, but that when on a $70 bill, he put a $7 tip. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So yeah. But the one I was telling you about, the best one at that point of carrying on a 2 hour conversation, and I only looked at my watch or my phone like twice, which is amazing. And the problem was, as soon as we stood up, he was exactly the same height as me and the same size, if not even less, because I have body dysmorphia, but Alon tells me to get over it, so I'm trying. And
Get over it, young lady.
yeah, I know. I just I want to date someone who is, you know, I that vision of being, sort of held and, you know, someone taller, someone,
Can
buff.
I ask what your range is? What is your ideal
Um,
range?
well, I mean, the society says what, 6 foot, 6'2", things like that. I dated a 6'6". That looked very odd, um, when we were together. But I would say I'm not that snobby and superficial around 6 foot, but I would say I'm 5'3", and if I have heels on, it's 5'5", 5'6". So at least 5'10", you
Okay.
know? So I'm not,
Yeah,
but
five
there
ten
would
and up
be,
is good, right?
yeah. Yeah. I think he was 5'4" or 5'5".
And okay,
And
and I see.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So anyways, so that's, one of the things. Height, is that superficial?
What if he's 5'6", but he's like he hits everything else out of the park? What happens then?
Um,
Does he get a chance? Or I know you said you're not too snobby. You're a little snobby, I guess you're
I
saying.
am a little snobby. Actually, I'm a lot snobby. I got a birthday I I got a birthday card last year that said there are only three adjectives that describe someone as beautiful and smart and intelligent and caring as you that is still single. And you open the card and it says picky, picky, picky. So I don't know if that's resonates at all. Well, you're married, so it doesn't resonate. But and I have been married. I'm happily divorced. I do everything once: marriage, divorce. I
Hmm.
have two girls, and people go, "Well, you had two daughters." Yeah, but one's older daughter and one's younger daughter.
What's left on the do everything once bucket list? What's
Uh,
on that?
well, some I can't talk about. But actually, I don't have a bucket list. I have a bathtub list
A bathtub list. All
because
right,
it's
let's hear
bigger.
about this. Let's hear about the
Well,
bathtub
it's
list.
it's bigger than a bucket, right?
Oh, it's bigger than a bucket. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, that's
So
all.
what's high? Can you tell us something from the bathtub list? Like,
Honestly, I'm so grateful and appreciative of the fact that I have been to almost all the continents, over 100 countries. I've done a lot, and that's the thing. I have one thing left travel-wise on my um, bathtub list, and that's aurora borealis and
hmm,
polar bears, hopefully at the same time. And I've purposely not made plans to do that because I want to save something just in case there is a significant other to do. And I've kind of made that as my, if a guy says to me, I I want to go, if I say, where's somewhere that you want to go on your next trip? And if he says Aurora Borealis, I'll know that's a sign that is the one.
what
Oh,
about
wait. Know the one. There is no the one. I'm going to just say this right now. At the risk of pissing off my loving couples, because I am divorced, and maybe I do this because I am divorced, but I do know as a happiness coach and a relationship coach that a lot of people who have bought into the Jerry Maguire, you completely one soulmate, one twin flame, and then let's say that twin flame dies, or they betray them. Then what? The rest of your life, out of 8 billion people, there's only one person for you. So I call it your next chapter in your book of romance. Not taking anything away from all the loving couples in the chat, but it is definitely my BS, because that way too, I'm not feeling bad if a relationship doesn't work out. So every time you have a relationship, especially when you're dating, like I am, there's going to be short chapters and long chapters in my book of romance. So I am not bashing them when something doesn't work out with a guy. It's not the end of the world. It's just not a match, right? It's not, oh, he misrepresented and he promised and blah, blah, blah. None of that. It's just like it was a match and then it wasn't a match. And when it isn't a match, 80% of the time, that's when you let him go. And you let him go not because you deserve something better. You let him go because no one deserves to be in a relationship where the other person doesn't like them most of the time. Like that is not fair to them. So that's my relationship s- BS. How's that?
So I guess we could say that if there's no match, you don't take a match and burn it all down either. You just go your
No.
separate ways.
Yeah. Good luck. I mean, or what is that actress that got in that ski accident and then when she won, uh oh gosh, what is her name, blonde, she was in the with Robert Downey Jr. Oh, my recall. Anyways,
Uh,
Pepper. It wasn't her.
you're asking the wrong person. My channel's only about entertainment, so
Oh, well, it is entertainment.
I know,
She's
I know.
entertainment. Oh, yeah. But anyway, somebody's gonna get it in the chat. Anyways,
Troy
when she
knows.
won the case,
My sci-fi
when
mommy knows.
yeah, when she won the case, she leaned down as she was leaving to him and says, I wish you well, or I wish you a great life. I mean, I don't know if she really meant it, but for me, that is what I do. Good luck with that. And, I wish you happiness and I wish you get what deserve. No, I, I hope that you, find love. So I mean, I, I, wouldn't we have world peace if everybody did not blame someone else when there was no match?
Uh, yeah, I mean, listen, you're absolutely right. I think blame fits into judgment, and I think it disconnects us from creation. Um,
I agree with you. And if you've just tuned in and you're wondering what's going on in the studio today, it is Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balance with Dr. Marissa, the morning show on KCAA NBC News Radio. And you can watch and listen on my YouTube TV channel, which also houses the red carpet playlist. If you haven't watched my interviews with Halle Berry, John Travolta, Quincy Jones, and a whole host of other really interesting people, then please do free subscribe there. And I think this is a good time to announce what PJ has bullied me into. Uh,
all right,
lovingly, lovingly bullied me
yeah,
into
so for all the
a long time.
anti-bullying associations out there, Marissa has found a positive connotation for bullying. But
Oh,
I don't want to. Should I? I want you to announce
yeah.
it. You should announce
Oh,
it.
well, I mean, you get all the credit for it or blame. It is the subscription. This has been a free subscribe. It will continue to be a free subscribe, but I did not know that you could actually give people who support your message or your show or your words and want to keep the show on. Uh, I've been. I have a nonprofit that people have been donating to, but PJ said specifically for the show, you can set it up where people can appreciate you by having memberships. And I'm
Absolutely.
like, what does that mean? So go ahead.
Actually, if I can interrupt you 1 second, I am
Hmm.
counting seven. There's five, and there's two others There's 7 content creators in the chat, and why don't we ask them what is your feedback on Marissa getting memberships going? Is it a good idea or not? What do you guys think?
Well, this one is feedback.
See, I told you.
Shut up, Troy. Anyways, let's see. Oh, PJ the bully. Yeah, I figured you'd like that too. Okay, so besides the rude comment from Troy about it's about time. No, I know it's lovingly bullying. I am offering at first level. I guess I have to make the video and then it'll be official. But because I've been down here working my
Yeah.
patooties off, I haven't had time yet. But that is on the docket to do before the weekend. And the first level of membership is after Monday's show, because people have asked to be able to do a post mortem, a post happy mortem of the guest or the topic or things like that. I'm going to
Postmortem.
be, yeah, I'm going to be available for that after Monday, every Monday's show, and we'll chat and see what comes out of that. You can ask questions there. I am a happiness coach. I am an organizational psychologist. I am, asked a lot of different questions about happiness, and also, it will be a place for people to just chat.
If I may add, because it's easier for sometimes it's easier for others to say things about you. Marissa's a very excellent coach, especially working one on one with people. I think, in particular, with women, and of course, I'm sure she has male clients as well. But Marissa is very good working one on one. And that time on Mondays that she's going to have, I think you might designate office hours or whatever you want to call it. Just the fact that you can have a little interaction and Q&A with her, I think is quite a valuable thing. So I think that's great, Marissa.
Thank you. Troy is helping with why. This is membership allow people to support on a consistent and regular basis. That would be wonderful. And then level 2 is a gift. So this is my face. Hopefully it still looks like me. And Michael Bernard Beckwith, my big brother, did the foreword. And this is a Amazon #1 bestseller and a national bestseller. I'm really grateful for that. Um, the part proceeds go to Habitat for Humanity. And I got a nice endorsement from New York Times bestselling author Neil Donald Walsh,
Oh,
Conversations with
I
God.
love
Yeah.
Neil.
Do
Wow.
you?
Yes.
Yeah. He's been a guest on the show. In fact, that episode, I had the power panel. I had Neil, I had Michael, and I had Bishop Carlton, who's now on the other side. And it won a silver in a Cover Award, that episode. So that was kind of cool. But anyways, the next level, the last level, you get a free audiobook download of this book that sold out in Australia. And also, I'll be going to China in June for the Beijing Book Fair. I've got my international rights back from the publisher. So we're going to distribute in China because I'm not writing this book as a psychologist telling you how to be happy. It's 8 ways to happiness. I'm writing it as I'm one of the 7 out of 10 of us who've had childhood trauma. And so the book is written as like self help on steroids to get you through the pain and into power. And that's why PJ is saying, as a personal coach, I'm very relatable because I get it. I don't know your exact pain, but I can approximate from my experience and especially with Asian women. The I talked about the ancestry before and the muzzling. It's even worse in a sense because the tiger mom that everybody talks about they do negative motivation. So in order to make sure you're not fat, they'll tell you you're fat. In order for you to take care of how you look, they'll say you're ugly. And that's the message I got for
And that's
17.
just not it. That's not just a Chinese mother thing. That goes across many cultures.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah. So that is my, one of the reasons why that all that happened. I wouldn't change it because it chiseled me into who I am. So that is also the course that I'm going to be teaching at UCLA is the whole restructuring of what life we're given to believe what life is for. So somewhere along the line, we all drank the Kool-Aid that to be happy, you have to be successful. To be successful, you have to work your off, and you have to do a job even though you hate it to make the money, to buy the things, to have the kids, to support, and then die and leave your toys. And that is really not what life's about because most of the time you have pain in life. And so we've been seeing pain in life as something bad, wrong, unlucky, when the reality is it's mandatory. But suffering from the pain is not mandatory. So there's this whole movement now that I'm grateful to be seen as part of as a global thought coming upcoming leader to move us from seeing life as that and instead knowing that we're all connected to a power that creates the worlds and that we're all capable of being one of a kind wonderful. We all have unique talents, gifts, and abilities to be able to have a great life 88% of the time, be happy 88% of the time, be accomplished, but not always as an actor or a rock star or a football quarterback MVP or 23. That each one of us have the ability to be notable in our own right. And so that is, that's my BS. That's a Kool-Aid I'm dispensing, and I've found it's just such an amazing. Oh my gosh, that scared me. I'm looking out the window. Oh, I can't turn it now. There's a boat going. I thought the whole hotel was moving. Sorry. I'm a little, squirrel. Yeah. I'm not, I don't think I'm
Well,
ADHD, but I could be.
um, by the way, I think from the dozen or so people that are in the chat, I think the general consensus has been that the memberships are a great idea. So yeah, I think it's pretty unanimous. People like it.
Awesome. I'm so then I'm going to be looking to y'all to be part of my Happy 88 tribe.
And
And go ahead.
the just to be clear, I think, and Marissa, you can confirm. I think the bottom flat rate. Well, that's not a flat rate because there's two tiers, but the bottom tier is a very affordable entry level tier. It's ridiculous.
Two
So yeah,
$2.99, I think. Yeah.
yeah, it's
And
very easy.
then the one with the gifts, downloads and stuff is $4.99. So we're keeping it affordable.
And the top VIP level tier will connect you to Marissa's OnlyFans, of course, but that's just for the VIP people.
Is that a joke? I hope that's a joke.
I'm kidding. I'm
Oh,
kidding.
I never know when he's joking, like not all the time. Yeah,
Oh my God! Now you're gonna have people saying that I'm bullying you into making an OnlyFans.
it's true. Did you hear it here? You heard it here. Oh man, and it is definitely so fun to have you on. And if the time difference were not so
Can I
great,
ask you a
that
quick
would be.
question? I
Hmm.
do you think this new format, and I'm not saying PJ is the ideal guest for this, but I'm sure you have people more interesting that you might want to prolong the conversation with. Does your new format of memberships allow you to continue past the hour on an interview or not?
On Monday.
On Mondays. Okay.
On Mondays.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Only because I have 8 jobs. It's
Okay.
going to be difficult to do that you know,
Gotcha.
after every
Yeah.
show.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool. That's cool. Okay.
So, yeah. Actually, is going to start his own OnlyFans channel. It looks like
I don't know, Troy. You might do pretty good.
ornery fans. Oh no, he's saying ornery. Oh, I didn't see
Or-
that. Ornery fans. Oh, that's clever. Play on words. I get it. But bum. Okay, we're up against the end of the hour. I think I just got my 5 minute notice. Any other comments or questions? We again strayed from the topic. I did not get any advice on similarities and opposites attract. I will say that I'm having a better time dating than I ever have because there is no expectation and I'm not looking for anything uh, in particular as a goal, except to sort of put different body parts in the dating pool and to have some experiences and learning about what it is I really like and what I don't like. But outside of religion and politics, I think that I'm Saturday. I'm going to do something for the first time that I've not done before. I discovered by accident, hashtag accidental, not accidentally, that there's a Miata club. I have a little white convertible Miata that I zip around in. I love.
Oh,
I go
that's fun.
topless regularly. And so there's a Miata club that I'm going to be driving,
That
caravanning
sounds like
with on
fun.
Saturday. Yeah. So,
Can I make one last suggestion
yeah.
before you wrap up?
Hmm. Yep.
Because we have a lot of new people in the chat.
Yep.
Maybe just give people an insight into tomorrow. Like tomorrow, you got Alon Carter on, and that's always you guys have a lot of fun. Do you guys have a topic for tomorrow?
Well, it's the series is called Tempting Conversations because her Papa was a Rolling Stone. Papa is the founder and still performing Temptations. And so that's why the series is called Tempting Conversations. And you just never know what we're going to be tempted to talk about. So there's no topic in particular, but you see what happened today. Even if you have a topic, we don't stay on it. We never stay on our topic on Fridays.
Yeah,
And
you girls have a lot of fun, right?
we
You have a lot of
do.
fun.
Well, the thing is, she lives in the valley, which there's three things in life I don't understand: vandalism, terrorism, and why people live in the valley. So, but
Ouch.
anyway, she lives in the valley. So we don't see each other as much as we'd like. And so, literally, the show has been we see each other once a week. Now, she's had some challenges. Not challenges, opportunities to give some serious love to her mom that I call Mama because she's part of my friend family. And so she's been super exhausted because Mama's been in treatment. And the good news, cancer caught early, but the bad news is the treatment is kicking butt. And so um, I've had some guest co-hosts, and fingers crossed. I was talking to her yesterday. She didn't say she wasn't, so I'm just knowing that everything's going to be okay. But it's tough for her because she's up late with her mom too, with treatment all week. So,
Hope she
but that show is
gets
a
through
lot
that
of fun.
soon.
Hmm.
We hope she gets through that soon.
Yeah, very, very much so. The one person who has to work harder, though, when Alon is the co-host, is Frank, because I tell her it's FCC regulations. You can't use certain words, and sometimes she just gets excited, and so Frank's on the dump button quite a bit more when Alon is on with us. But it's a lot of fun. But Maria's been a guest co-host on that show when her work allows her, as well as Ranella, who's like a mini me, which is, one of the things I love about social. It gives people the chance to contact me when they follow me on Instagram, and we ended up becoming friends. And so she is also a co-host, so guest co-host. All right, and
Yeah, like 20
oh,
seconds.
Lorraine, yeah. No expectations. This is about my dating. That way you don't get disappointed. Yeah, for sure. I had that one really good date here in San Diego with a lawyer with a heart. Um, I shouldn't do any lawyer jokes. Don't switch off the live for me. I apologize. We totally went over, did not even close out. Um, I'm going to blame it on PJ. Where
You
are
got Eric
we?
Swanson jump in there too. At the
Oh my
very,
gosh, Eric. Do you know Eric?
I I
PJ?
I do, I do. Yeah,
You
we've met.
do. Oh, good. I so well, you were asking, do I ever stay on past the NBC time limit? This is the first time. I'm go-
Yay!
I'm gonna kill you because now I'm gonna be late getting to the event. But I'm glad that Eric jumped on. Stranger, long time no see. I usually see him at this Secret Knock event, and he is based in San Diego. So I don't know if you're trying. He does go everywhere though. He may be in Colorado. But sorry, Frank, I didn't see any of your countdown. But we're so glad that you're here. This is Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show extended play that PJ has been advocating for. So he
Now,
purposely distracted me
when I
from
said you got, I said,
closing
if
the
you heard
show.
me, I said you got 20 seconds left. I said,
No, I didn't hear you at all. Let's see. Oh, we got a Marissa Rocks. Thank you. And yeah,
as your
so
memberships fill up on YouTube, and as your people grow on YouTube, they're gonna want you to go over every once in a while. So
okay. Well, I just have to figure out how to do that because I have to close, and I'm going to hear about the fact that I didn't close on the NBC News radio channel before I went
sorry,
over because that's like a no. So I'm going to catch it for that and I will pass the blame on to you. And
please
then
do.
but yeah, and now I'm going to be late
Okay.
for the session. I really do
Say
have to
hi
go.
to Greg. Greg might not
I
remember
will.
me, but if you tell him it was the guy who wanted to drag him to Carnegie Hall, he'll be like, "Oh yeah."
Okay, I will let him know. And I'm actually interviewing someone who worked with Bob for 15 years. And
Who is that?
I knew you were going to ask me, but now I'm going to have to go on here and look. So I'll be right back. But I
It's
think
okay.
it's important that you know his name. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, let me get back on camera. His name is Bill Banta.
Oh,
Does that?
Bill. I love Bill. Bill's a great guy.
Oh, good.
Is
Yeah.
he? Is
So
he what? Is he out coaching on his own?
yes,
Good
he's
for
left.
him.
He's just left the Proctor Gallagher organization. That's now Gallagher because Bob's on the other side. But yeah.
Well, it's still Proctor Gallagher, actually.
Oh, is it okay?
Yeah,
I
that
didn't
was the
know.
intention. The intention is that she would carry on the work.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
yeah, Bill. Bill, I love Bill. When is he coming on?
We haven't picked the date yet,
We have
but
such a
what
small world, Marissa, in many ways, right?
I figured you would know who he was. I'm sure Eric also knows him as
Mm.
well. Let's see. Just had where we are. Remember, na, 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 na. Let's see. Memberships are a great idea for people who want to be YouTube with mainstream media dying in its ever growing irrelevance. Many folks who are worth the salt are moving to other platforms. Ah, okay. I've actually been on here before it was salt. Um, okay. That yes, Troy. Thank you. Let
To
him
Ty,
know.
to what Ty speaks, if I may add, I think the ideal thing is, and of course we've been on here on an NBC Peacock KCAA, right, in
Hmm.
California, in SoCal.
Hmm.
I think that I think there's room for everything, and I think there's room now for everything, and I think it's a blessing. And as my friend Joe down under says, the ideal thing to do is to get the streaming software so where you can simultaneously stream on 20 different platforms, and your reach is tremendous.
Mm. Okay. Well, I do know that I can on StreamYard add streaming, but the thing about that is I wanted to focus it on YouTube to have a central home. So
Yeah.
I'm already splitting my energy when I broadcast live on Facebook and LinkedIn, which I love because I do get regular people from those two platforms as well. But I do finally like the membership option because it does focus people into one place that I can, not split my energy around. So, and yeah, and
Yeah,
Lorraine, I hope you're here tomorrow as well. And I'm glad that you enjoyed today's conversation. And Troy, simulcast on Rumble, Twitter. I do too, though. Not Twitter, but I am on Rumble with the NBC News Radio channel. They go to Rumble,
that's great.
all of those things. But it would be cut when the regular show is cut. So I don't know, but this is always the reason why I call PJ a bully. I'm not. I just I'm very much the field of dreams concept. If you build it, they will come. And so I've not been very um s- I've been strategically non-strategic. How's that? And the
Well,
fact that I get recognized in New Zealand and Australia with no clue, and the fact that I have people recognize me now as I walk down the street or go to different places that I had no clue about, and the fact that I'm number one on Google search without paying for all of that,
yeah, your
I
SEO is actually really good. It
which is
is.
like shocking because I don't I refuse to give lots and lots of money to all the people that every day that hit me up
You
to
have
do it.
an SEO advantage though, because your first name is from one culture and your last name is from another, and that's an advantage.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So from Sweden and Ireland.
But listen, guys, everybody in the chat, if you're still here, Alon is a much better guest. A much more entertaining time tomorrow awaits
Yeah.
you. So make sure you're tuning in tomorrow with Alon Carter and Marissa. And by the way, I really, really like the idea that if you have somebody, a big guest like a Neil Donald Walsh on a Monday, the fact that you can maybe go over and maybe do a little even Q&A with a chat or something like that. There's a lot of possibilities going over
Okay.
on your new format.
Okay.
Very
Sounds
exciting.
like a plan. Sounds like a plan. Well, definitely when we get the Soup Nazi live, that'll be a good one.
Oh yeah. Tell me when he's
Yeah,
on. I want to, I
I
want
will.
to,
I will.
I'm a big fan of his. I'm just pulling, I'm just joking.
What's the story behind that real quick?
So I asked. So I've had a lot of shout outs on my when I was starting my channel, and of course our
Hmm.
channel is devoted to Seth MacFarlane's work, right? The Orville's, Family Guy, etc., and Ted, and so I asked, and Seinfeld is acknowledged in the Orville, and so Soup Nazi is one of my, I forget his name, um, but he's one of my favorite guys from Seinfeld, and so I asked him for a shout out, and he was apprehensive because of I think there are some actors who were not sure how to fit the shout out, the cameo shout out into that form. They were unsure about their union obligations.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's okay. He wasn't sure about it. So
He's also very shy. He's an
yeah.
introvert. I was shocked because his persona, his most famous persona, is not shy. So it was really interesting. In fact, when Larry David asked him at the 10 year to repeat the line, he was reticent to do so because he didn't think he could deliver it again.
Larry
And
Thomas. That's right, Larry Thomas.
yeah,
I didn't know that he
so
was okay.
yeah, so that was really interesting. I was even, his presence on stage, and I will be getting that clip. What the way that Greg set it up was brilliant. He didn't say, here's the soup Nazi. The guest was actually the guy who was behind the music for 70 shows. Will and Grace, he'd won Emmys for it, or Grammys for it. Will and Grace, um, I can't remember. Anyway, 70 of the big, big shows that you'll all know. And then Seinfeld. And he told the story of how, he created that music for Seinfeld. And then the Jason, the other Greg's new partner, bringing Secret Knock, said,
Hmm.
"What was your favorite Seinfeld episode?" And of course, the whole audience is like, "Soup Nazi," and he's like, "What?" And we go, "Soup Nazi," and he goes, "Well, if you direct your attention to the second floor, there's the soup Nazi," and it
That's
was just like OMG, how cool is that,
such a big
right?
fan. Such a big fan of him. By the way, I'm really good. Such a big fan of Larry Thomas. I'm good friends with another iconic person from Seinfeld. Do you
Hmm.
remember? And you never saw his face in the show, but do you remember
Uh-huh.
the guy who played Manhands on Seinfeld?
Man hands.
Because he was like, it
Oh,
was like a woman that
the
Jerry was dating, but she had these
man
big
hands.
hands,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
and so that's James Ricard,
That's his hands. Oh, that's
and those are his hands.
hilarious.
He's a great actor, and he's a lot of fun too.
That is so funny. Well, another Seinfeld. I actually got a message from Jason Alexander's team a couple of weeks ago asking if I would support and um, give a shout out to their philanthropic poker tournament. And so I was like, oh, so I didn't know Jason Alexander knew who I was, but he does now. And that's pretty cool too, as well
Yeah.
as having a co host. Oh, sorry. I had a guest, a guy that I met accidentally in my building because his daughter lives in my building, who was the um, best friend to Tom Hanks in A Man Called Autumn. So he was a guest on my show, and now Tom Hanks is also aware of who I am because, of course, I invited him to
Oh,
come on.
there's a lot more people than you know that are aware of who you are.
Oh,
I'm sure. I'm sure.
thank you.
And
All right, I have to go because I have to check out of the hotel and get my car. So thank you so much, PJ, for making this show as interesting as it could possibly be, as usual.
thank you, my friend.
And
And don't leave anything in the hotel room. Make sure you don't leave anything.
okay, Dad
I have.
or Mom.
I'm telling you because I'm getting a feeling she's in a rush. She might leave something. I'm sorry. I didn't
Man,
mean to be fatherly with you.
yes, you are. That's that bully side. Anyways, loving bully. That's your new LB.
Can we say fatherly instead of bully
Father PJ. Okay.
or dad?
Grandfather PJ. So safe travels. Thank you, Troy. Thank you all for being here. I sign off every show except when PJ distracts me with this. So, PJ, could you do this, please? It's all about balance, peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace. Now go and have the best day ever. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Wait.
Still alive.